tired, you don't have the energy. But the intellect has to make a choice. So there is a struggle between the mind and the intellect.
Okay.
And intellect, when the intellect is paralyzed by the mind, then you have emotional dependence, you have a lot of attachment and aversion going on into your mind that prevents you to do the practice.
Okay.
And the moment the intellect takes over the mind, intellect says, if I do the practice, I felt good, let me do the practice, come what may. I have to do the practice. So when you resolve, that is where the conscience is. A seeker, a person cannot become a seeker if the intellect rules the mind.
Mm.
If the mind rules the intellect, then what is going to happen? You might have done 2 days this week or 3 days this week, you have left 4 days. So this impulsive mind, which contains lot of impurities, will try to dominate over the intellect. And then what is going to happen? The next week you will forget. And once you forget, and your life continues in the same way.
Mm.
So then there will be no change.
Mm.
So it is a struggle between the animal mind and the intellect. First step, if you say, the mind has what I normally say a sense of foolishness. What is foolishness? The mind is not able to examine the life. What do you mean by it? So simple to understand. Unexamined life. Unexamined life complains that I have a problem, I have a problem. It overshadows the intellect not to think what is the solution. And that is what is happening on those days when you did not do the practice. Even if you have extreme pain, let me do the practice. Why? The master says that is what the tapa is, austerity is, penance is, the right pragmatic approach of self-discipline. And we say we will understand that journey in the journey. It is known as the tapa. Tapa means literally it means endurance, and sometimes it also means self-discipline. So now see that you don't apply this, your intellect, then that foolishness causes the distraction in the mind. So it is experiencing the challenges and the problem, but the now mind is distracted somewhere else. So you continue to be into that state of exhaustion and the fatigue. Third problem comes because of the unexamined life, distraction. Now comes the attachment and aversion. Attachment and aversion takes hold of your mind. Fourth step. Now this is a very subtler level of examination our masters have done, and that causes the emotional dependence. Now these four factors causes the ego to take over. Oh no, I'm tired. How can I do it? I'm exhausted. How can I do it? What you are talking? You are crazy. So that is a subtle ego that takes over. Fifth step, and in the sixth step, once the ego says, why don't you understand this, beer guy? I'm telling you, I'm exhausted. I don't want to do it. So that is a subtle ego. This subtle ego paralyzes the intellect. So there is an intellectual paralysis. And when you have this intellectual paralysis, your mind never thinks of the journey of the self-discovery. So if you have not done today, you have created millions of impressions of these 6, 7 factors. That is going to adversely affect your life tomorrow, day after tomorrow. That will prevent you to become a seeker. And when it prevents you to become a seeker, then you have more an intellectual understanding than pragmatically applying to change your life.
Girish, hang on. My laptop is not charging. Hang on.
Okay. So you are not even then what happens? Now see one reason of the mind. Because the mind moves into those 6, 7 factors, it has created a vicious circle, and then I claim and blame that the world is causing the suffering. Then you are not ready, you are not prepared. You are not ready and prepared.
Okay.
For any event in your life. And when you are not ready and prepared for any event in your life, that is causing more problems in your life than. So, even say, for example, you have a client who is going to call you, and now you rehearse yourself before you are ready. So, what are the other options? What are the 10 questions this client is going to ask me, and I'm ready? Not, you don't answer instinctively and impulsively. Sometimes you answer impulsively and later on you repent. So that readiness, that preparedness, that readiness comes from the intellect taking over the mind. So my friend, don't leave this practice. Come what may, you do the practice. I will do the practice. Your intellect rules over the mind. I am tired, no, still I will do it. And if you can succeed in taking over the mind, I can bet you will have a new level of awareness, not only in the morning, but throughout the day.
Mm.
Didn't you feel very good when you did the practice in the morning?
Yeah.
And still the mind hijacks that feeling and it paralyzes the intellect, so your intellect is not able to think. And that is what the impurity of the mind is. So we are in the second step, and then I will move into the third step. Before that, I think, I will talk in detail about this mind, because you told me at a much later stage about the morning woos. So I will talk about this mind in a couple of the sessions, and so that your mind opens up and you are inspired to change that mindset. And then we will go to the third step. So the second step, I said you, it is karma yoga. Karma yoga, I told you, again, you can apply the karma yoga here whenever you have challenges in your life. Karma means action, yoga means here an attitude. Attitude has two parts, a conscious thinking associated with emotion. You wake up in the morning, mind says you are exhausted. So you are exhausted is a thought associated with an emotion that prevents you to do the practice. Understand it clearly. Seldom it happens that I extend my timing of the practice, normally 4 to 6 or 6:30. So I keep the windows open. I have session starts at 8, so I keep the window open for an hour. Sometime I absorb into meditation, so it goes up to 7:30. So it takes me 5 minutes to take a bath and be ready. Open the computer, check my internet connection, everything is ready. Prepared. You see that you are prepared for each and every event, even a small event. Dad says, I'm coming to your house. Thank you. You are prepared. How you are prepared? Oh, my dad is coming. So what is the best thing that I can offer today? Good speech, good talk. What is the time? So let me offer something to drink and something to eat. Let me order it, what he likes. You are prepared. You are prepared. That is what attitude I'm talking about. If you have this attitude, when you are prepared for the next event all the time, we need that attitude to progress, to evolve, and to find the real self. Are you listening?
I am. Yeah. I think my laptop is breaking. I need to call you from my phone. Yeah, I'll call you from my phone.
Attitude is conscious thinking plus emotion. Conscious thinking plus emotion. So it is that attitude. So we have to very good. So you have come. Are you understanding the attitude?
Yes.
So when you understand this attitude comes from the mind, and again I'm telling you, attitude means a conscious thought, means any thought that you become aware, associated with an emotion. So you wake up in the morning, you become aware of a thought plus the emotion which says you are exhausted. Now, this attitude, if you do not change, nothing is going to happen. Then you will have more of intellectual understanding, but that intellect here is the head. Did I tell you? If the head, that understanding does not descend down to the heart, here it is the mind, then the heart, the head should move the knowledge to the heart, and the heart should move to the knowledge to the hands. So 3H, head to heart to hands. Hands means I am now pragmatic. I'm applying that. I'm changing my experience. So if you continue to stay at the head and you say, I have understood, but I don't have that experience. The head, that knowledge is not moving down to the mind or the heart. Sometimes the mind is also known as the heart. The surface heart is the mind, and the deeper heart is the real self. So I have to, that knowledge must descend down. So what is going to happen? That knowledge, I have to repeat it again, contemplate and reflect. Whatever you listen, whatever you hear. So the more you listen and contemplate, the intellect will motivate and inspire you, and it will increase your willpower to do it, to do the practice here in this example. And then what happens? Before going to sleep, your intellect says, I'm going to wake up at 6, and the first thing that I'm going to do is the practice. Now you wake up in the morning, you have two thoughts. One thought, I am exhausted. Other thought, I will do the practice. So now that knowledge is going into the mind, it has descended into the heart, and you have applied the practice, you have done the practice. So now don't worry about the changes. On a given day, you don't experience any changes, don't worry. Just pay attention that you are regular in doing the practice. That is very important.
Okay.
Why? The mind, because which is so much obsessed with the exhaustion and the negative emotions, it will prevent you to express that feeling and experience in your life. But if you have started doing regularly for a week, for 2 weeks, and 3 weeks, now the mind will definitely say, I cannot do without it. And you have taken over the mind. And now this knowledge is already translated into a practice by the mind, and you have a change of experience. These three steps are extremely important in any journey of self-discovery. Any journey of self-discovery. So I was talking about that because of this practice, because of this attitude, you are always ready to present yourself in any event, in any condition, in any relationship. I told you, I was just talking about that. I said, I'm coming to, but you consciously think, don't take it casually. The seeker never takes anything casually in life. Even a small event is a big event to expand my consciousness. It is a big opportunity. I was dealing with the dad unconsciously and habitually. Now as a seeker, I'm ready, I'm prepared. I have arranged everything. I have seen what can I contribute to my dad who is coming to me. I can tell you this is going to change and transform your mind. So your mind moves into the state of contribution. Oh, my dad like this. Can I get this? Okay, yes. I'm just, my dad is going to come to me at 7 and I'm into the market. So let me buy something which he likes and then we will sit. Even if your dad has come to you to talk about some serious matter, you are internally prepared. Your mind is pure. And that will send the vibration to him. You have to apply the same tool to your clients also. I'm always prepared 5 or 10 minutes before they're ready. I check my internet connection. I see the speed. What is the speed? Oh, 800 megabytes per second. Oh, very good. I check everything. Rarely it happens that my computer goes off. Rarely it happens. But if it happens, then why should I be crazy? Oh, it is a machine outside. I'm ready. I did the best. I did the best. I did the best. Do you see? So what happens now? Now see that attitude. With that attitude, you remain relaxed and calm in every situation. And that is the meaning. The intellect has taken over the mind. There is no intellectual paralysis now. Let us go a little deeper into this attitude. We are talking, we are communicating, you are listening, and I'm speaking. Without the space and the air present in the universe, you cannot listen, I cannot talk. Even if I talk, you cannot listen. So the space has a contribution, the air has a contribution, my larynx has a contribution, my brain has a contribution, so your brain has a contribution. They are contributing all the time. Are you seeing? We are going little subtler. Now we are entering into the spirituality. Is the space not contributing to my life? Is the air not contributing to my life? Is the water not contributing to my life? All these 5 elements. Forget about them. The sun is not there, my existence is not there. If sun is not there in the universe, existence is not possible. I cannot live. You understand? If the sun is not there, I cannot live. Without the sun, existence is not possible. It is the sun that falls on the plants, and the plants, due to the photosynthesis, it releases the oxygen and absorbs the carbon dioxide. And that oxygen I inhale. So I have to shatter this ego. I have to completely melt this ego. Ego is very selfish. It doesn't think what is just outside me. It is because of the space I'm able to move my hands. Ego forgets this. Ego forcibly don't remember this. Why? Because it is motivated as a consumer. It wants to use the entire universe as a consumer. That is why when we see the opposite sex, we have a feeling of sensuality. So first look at the contribution made by the entire existence for us. The space, none of these 5 elements sends us the bills every month. It is the municipality that sends you the bill of the water. The water does not send you the bill. The sun does not send you the bill. The space does not send you the bill. So Master says that let me become aware of this. When I become aware of the entire existence just with me all the time, I am dropping that sense of limitedness, which is selfishness, which is the ego, and the ego thrives on attachment and detachment, duality and a conflict. So you see that just by becoming aware and consciously thinking of the entire existence is helping me, supporting me to live, to think and to speak and to act. Your mind starts moving to receive the universe as a contributor. Oh, the universe is a contributor. Why shouldn't I contribute to this existence? But just by thinking, by the thought feeling. So when you even think existence first, before you perform any action outside, it starts dropping your selfishness. Again, I told you, selfishness, ego, attachment, aversion, emotional dependence, intellectual paralysis, and that results into anxiety, duality, conflict, reaction, blame, complaint, etc. etc. It's a long list. You are dropping the entire range of negative emotions. That is why the master says I must have the attitude. Karma yoga is the attitude first inside my head, and then I perform an action. One guy from Austria contacted me last month and he said, I have such a beautiful software application for the coaching, and you can just put the name of your client and then it will remind you when you are going to be paid and when the client is going to pay you. I said, very good. I like the software, but I'm a crazy guy. Sometimes people pay me $300 or $400 for a session. Sometimes people pay me $100. And sometimes people say we don't have a payment. And when I look at that condition, I said, okay, let us continue, especially in a group session. I don't take free session individually. No, we don't have that arrangement in the software. I said, then this software is a waste for me. It's a useless for me. Attitude. You just think of the attitude. This attitude pays you much more than even tangibly you see that it is not happening. One girl from the Ukraine said, I do one paid session and one totally volunteer for the Ukrainian people. So in the paid session, this girl told me that, I don't have the ability to pay you at this time. Whatever I save, I'm ready to pay you. I said, I'm okay with it. Attitude makes a difference. So my attitude made a difference in her life and her attitude towards me, that she is outspoken and she just said that please don't tell anyone. Whatever I can afford, I can pay. Last month she paid only $23 with a note that I could save this much. I said, even you can keep this. Why I said so? There are two factors in the attitude. One attitude is governed by your selfish and the ego nature. I said, let us do it. Others are already paying in the group session, so I can manage. No, it's okay. I said it's okay. I sent her the email that even you can save it for yourself. No, sir. I told you that whatever I save, I'm sending you. But some people do the cheating also. So let them do it. It's not my problem. So when the person who is paying for this session for the entire group, you see the people, they have been with me for the last almost 10-15 years, especially a couple of the people. So that boy, that gentleman increased my payment, which is 5 times more than what she should have been paid. These things happens at a very, it cannot be done at the intellectual level. It has to be done at the level of attitude. You keep that attitude of being, let me contribute, let me change her life, let me see how I can change her life. That is my main intention. If you keep that intention in the attitude towards the people, towards the event, towards the things, your life will be beautiful. That is what the karma yoga is. So in the karma yoga, we drop that attitude of the selfishness. No, if you're not paying me, then hell with you, don't attend my session. No. Now what is going to happen if he or she is cheating? It will be exposed.
Like if they're lying about the money?
It will be exposed, yes. I need not to worry about it. Let the existence take care of their cheating. Let the existence take care of their honesty also.
Is that karma or is that something different?
It is the karma.
What is the definition of karma?
Karma means simply the action. And action has 3 tools. When you think, that is also an action. When you speak, that is also an action. And when you perform a physical action, that is also an action. We cannot do without action in our daily life. Sleeping is also an action. Eating is also an action. Movement of the body is also an action. That is what the karma is. Now I have to see that whether this karma is governed by the ego or the selfishness or limitedness, or it is in tune with the entire universe. That becomes the karma yoga. Everyone has 3 modes of action. Thinking, I think bad about you, and that is going to pay me back. That I don't think. So why I don't think about it? Because I'm jealous of you. Now see, I'm jealous of you. From where the jealousy has come? Because of the ego. Behind there is the ego. Comparison. From where the ego has come? Because of the delusion. From where the delusion has come? Because I'm not happy the way you are progressing. So I'm jealous of you. So I feel dissatisfaction in me. You see the chain reaction of jealousy. You're going behind and you are examining that what is happening in the mind. So jealousy outside, manifestation. It has come because of the ego. Ego is hidden behind. Ego has come because of the delusion. Delusion has come because of dissatisfaction about myself. I have done so much, I don't have this much. Why you have that much? So sense of dissatisfaction. So from where the dissatisfaction has come? From the desire. Now from where the desire has come? That we are going to talk in couple of the sessions in the fall. Desire has come from the past impressions, past karma that I have accumulated in this life and the previous life. And those past impressions, that is also known as the past karma, what I have done. What I have sown, that is what I have to reap. That is the message every master gives us. Do you see that? So there is a very chain reaction. And that you can get rid of by doing the karma yoga. First, by changing the attitude. Now you have changed the attitude. You have broken that cycle of that ego by changing the attitude. Now my motivation, I'm serving the existence through that girl Who says I cannot pay you? But I'm serving the existent. I'm not serving this girl. Do you see the attitude? I'm serving the existence through Nick. I'm not serving you. I'm not guiding you. I'm not teaching you at all. I am just serving the existence. Now you see that attitude, now that attitude performs the karma. What is karma? I'm speaking. I'm passing on the knowledge to you. So what happens? The egolessness is here. The unselfishness is here. That is going to evolve you, and that is what the karma yoga is. But it is not possible to do it all the time until we have a lot of impurities in the mind, and the impurities can be changed, can be removed by the practice of karma yoga. So we need to understand very in detail that how a particular, you look at a person and you hate, you look at a person you like. You already told me that I gave 200% love to this girl, and what happened to this girl? Look at this. You told me that you love your parents and you care your parents, but I should have a proper attitude to care my parents. If I don't have a proper attitude, this ego takes over, reaction comes, and the blame and complaint comes. It destroys me much more than while taking care of. I have to be very clear what it means by caring. Caring means that I do the karma yoga. Simple. When I do the karma yoga, then what happens? You take few examples. You shift your attitude in the mind before you think, before you speak, before you act. Attitude in the mind, now attitude shifted from being a consumer to a contributor. And when you change your attitude to a contributor, the entire existence supports you. Why I get ready 5 minutes before? I can also join the session 5 minutes after. Oh no, I will join you. Okay, let's hold on. Why should I help? Why should I keep anyone waiting? Attitude. Why this attitude has come? So you see the thought process. I am serving the entire existence through you. One thought. I am teaching you because I'm getting paid. Second, this forms another attitude. So when the Jesus says love is God, it is because of that attitude. He's also doing the karma yoga all the time. He says mission, just help everyone. Outside your action is the same. You are talking in the same. I'm still passing on the knowledge when I say I am teaching you because I'm paid. Outer action, the teaching is the same, the topic is the same. And I'm serving the existence through you. I'm grateful to you. Now you see the second level of the attitude that takes your karma yoga to the height. What is the second attitude? I'm grateful to you because you have given me an opportunity to pass on this knowledge. So primary motivation is this, and the secondary motivation is, yes, I'm getting paid. You think in this way. I'm serving the existence through my client who is ready to buy this house. You have this attitude in your mind and you work with that attitude, you are doing a karma yoga, even in your profession. But it will not come unless you purify the mind. It is because of the impurity of the mind you are exhausted every day in the morning. Intellectually, you take over that impurity of the mind in your life, and that helps you to live an ethical and moral social life. But it is not helping you, it is not changing you inside. Karma yoga will change. That is our the second topic, second step. Just see, take an example. The impure states of the mind. There are many impure states of the mind, perhaps we discussed. Money mind, sheep mind, anxious mind, attachment and detachment mind, exhausted mind. So when you have these different states of the mind, these are the impure states of the mind. And they will take an opposite stand against the karma yoga. And if you are not doing karma yoga, you are accumulating more and more impressions. And those more and more impressions is going to destroy your life. It will put you in anxiety, duality, conflict, and host of other challenges. Take an example of one or two examples of the impure states of the mind, the money mind. Take an example. What is the attitude when I have a money mind? First thing, I'm self-centered. Money mind means self-centered. What is the attitude inside? Go a little deeper. I'm in pursuit of the wealth 24/7. I see everything outside, people, event, person, relationship, with an eye of money. That is what the money mind is. That is the attitude. Yeah? That is the attitude. Reflect on it. Contemplate and reflect on it. Money is a temporary nature of the material possession. Money comes and goes. Continue to contemplate and reflect. Now, if this money mind is dictating my life all the time, what is going to happen? The mind will say, oh, that guy cheated me. I got the refrigerator and this guy cheated me. I should have bought from somewhere else. It was 20% discount. Now your mind is constantly moving with these thoughts from small things, from small possessions to big things that you buy. Your mind is not clear. Your mind is full of those obsessions and the craving. Go to the next level of the money mind. Can you imagine? Can you think of it? You know it, but I just want to ask you. Money, I'm getting now the obsession has taken over the money mind. Obsession has taken over the mind. What this obsession will do? Now it will see how unethically I should grab the money. That is what happened to that pharmaceutical company a couple of years ago. He raised the price, I forgot his name. He raised the price from $5 to $250 for a medicine of the cancer. And then the SEBI took note of it, and ultimately he was arrested by the FBI. Now he's enjoying a jail term for 20 years. This happened in US.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. I'm not saying that obsession now keeps my life on my toes. I'm exhausted. I feel tense. I feel erratic. I'm ready to react. Now take this money mind to the next level. Do you remember El Chapo? That is the next level. You see, that is the next level. So you see that one attitude, simple attitude. People normally say, no, if I don't have the money attitude, how can I earn the money? No, you should earn the money. You should make an effort. But the attitude should be different. You just think of it. You have to contemplate and reflect. That is the beauty. You asked me question, what is karma? I have to allow the karma yoga to take over my life. If the karma yoga takes over your life, the life will not be the same again. Take another example. Take another example of the sheep mind. What is the sheep mind? Sheep mind follows blindly. I love you, Dad, and Dad is always crazy over me. And I still love. That is not love, that is attachment. Because I don't explore it. I love you, Dad, and still the dad is so much tough on me and makes me crazy, and I get obsessed and I react and I don't want to talk, and still I say I love my dad. Sheep mind. Because I want to follow the tradition with a blind belief. I have created a cult and dogma in my mind. At least, I have to. That is one example of the sheep mind. People follow blindly without examining. That is what the sheep mind. That is why it is known as the sheep. One sheep runs and all the sheep runs after them. And that is how the dog takes care of this ranch. Big ranch, you have thousands of the sheep. And they are trained to chase one sheep, the rest of the sheep follows. That is what the sheep mind. I have to become aware. Oh, am I following the sheep mind? So I'm breaking this karma in order to enter into the karma yoga. So what happens in the sheep mind? Otherwise, I'm very intelligent in my profession. I'm very clever. But still, I live with the sheep mind. I don't have an independent thinking. Do you see that? I don't have an independent thinking. So when I don't have an independent thinking, I don't question the validity of belief. For example, I committed a lot of sins, so let me go to the priest and confess. Why should I confess before you, the priest? Why should confess before the God? Challenge that belief. I'm not disrespecting any God. But I say that, yes, if there is a God, so let me sit. So where is the God? God is everywhere. So let me calm down. Let me contemplate and reflect. And let me confess directly to the God. Change in attitude. Change in attitude. So otherwise, what is going to happen? The priest is going to exploit me. I confessed before you, and now the priest is called before the judge, and judge says, oh, he confessed that he exploited 2 girls. Now you are giving the evidence. I'm just giving an example. It doesn't happen that. So I have to examine these beliefs, question the validity of my belief. They are causing much more harm in my life than any benefit. I have to research, I have to understand this. If I don't understand the sheep mind, I am not doing karma yoga, I am doing karma yoga. I'm swayed away, I'm carried away by that blind belief. For example, under many examples I can give you, your dad comes and says, oh, you do like this. What you are doing is wrong. Very good, Dad. What you said seems to be right. Let me examine, let me understand it, and then I will come back to you. You neither say yes or no, then you sit down, you examine your belief. Is it better to sit down at home, contemplate and reflect on the journey of my self-discovery, rather than going to a restaurant, having a beer and enjoying and gossiping, and then exhausted, returning home and getting more exhausted in the morning? I have a hangover. So which one is better? So you have chosen the right thing and then you take the right action. That is also the part of the karma yoga. Anything and everything in your life, you wait, you check, you examine each and every action in your life.
You said a thought is an action?
Thought is also an action. So all the actions, physical action, originate from the thought. If you don't have a thought, you cannot act.
True.
But if I have a right thought, with the right intention, with the right attitude, I am entering into the karma yoga.
What about when you have wrong thoughts?
Wrong thought that is what we say, the impure mind. And the impurity of the mind results into the wrong karma. Sooner or later, it will give you the result. Because every karma has an action and a reaction. Every karma has an action and its result. Say, for example, I thought bad about you. I am very jealous about you. And that jealousy is constantly growing up, growing up, growing up. And one day I will express that jealousy and it will create an unfavorable condition for me. Now that jealousy against you is one fact. But now jealousy is still living in me. I'll be jealous against somebody else, second person and third person. My nature will change, my habit will change. That is going against the karma yoga. Every action has its result. To give you a little more insight, you will understand. You should understand that, and from where the attitude comes. You will understand. Every action has two parts. What a beauty, those great masters, what the ideas and the thoughts they pass on. And they such a deep understanding and the knowledge and the wisdom they pass. I'm grateful to those masters. With that, having said this, action has two parts. One is visible, other is invisible. Do you see that? One is visible part and other is invisible. Someone knocks the door and you say, "Oh, Dad, come on, come on." So your expression outside is the visible part. What is the invisible part? Your attitude. Your attitude says inside, "Oh, Dad has come again to bore me." But outside your action is, "Come on, Dad. Oh, would you like to take a cup of tea or drink? Okay, come on and sit." Everything is full of energy. What is the invisible part? Your attitude. And it happens with every action that we do. There is always an invisible part. That invisible part is going to create impressions, going to accumulate those impressions, and these impressions runs in trillions of impressions deeper inside your mind that causes the impurity. So by karma yoga, we are changing that attitude. Every action has two parts, visible and invisible. Invisible comes from the storehouse of that impressions which you already have. and they try to take over you. If you have a selfish attitude, I gave an example, money mind and the sheep mind. Now, these two attitude is working all the time, invisibly, deeper inside of which you are aware and you may not be aware, but outside. Trying to say, that is why many people call me, hey, are you Girish? Yes, I'm Girish. I maintain my calmness. So I have a Medicare and a good news for you. Very good. Go ahead. What is the good news? Recently, they have brought some changes in the Medicare. I said, I don't see in the news. Are you updating me? No, I will tell you that how you can get more payment. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Any update in the Medicare will be public in the public domain. I don't see in the public domain. So why should I go after you? I will look for it. So how I prevent myself from these scams and fake calls? Because of the attitude. When women who who also became 65 this year, and she was obsessed with their money mind. She did not require to opt for the social security at this time. She is already doing her business and she is doing good. She has been with me for the last many years. So in the month of October, she wrote me back. I'm talking about the money mind. That is how the attitude convert into an action and it causes the harm to your life. I'm just giving you these two examples. She sent me an email that, I have been so crazy and obsessed and I opted for the Social Security. I should have opted at the age of 70. I should have got 20% more. And I don't need that. I don't need that at this time. Money mind. Sheep mind. So karma yoga is such a powerful step. It changes your entire perspective of your life.